Good morning, you guys. It is Friday, March 15. It's just a little after 10 a.m. And the reason why I'm here is because unless you have not watched the news or you haven't looked at your social media feed, there's been some breaking news in the real estate industry. This is something that's been going on for quite some time. And it was just announced today that the National Association of Realtors has decided to settle, like others that are defendants in this case that's going on. So I just wanted to come on and just kind of high level discuss how it affects us as real estate agents, how it affects you guys as buyers, and you guys as home sellers. So number one, let's just talk about how it is the person or the persons that it's affecting the most is unfortunately is the buyers. And the reason why this is so important for me is because as a real estate agent, a lot of my business is predicated around the first time buyers. That is kind of my niche, I guess, as you will. It is where I have most of my business comes from first time buyers. My passion is to work with first time buyers for many reasons, but for the greatest reason is because it just brings me a lot of joy to be able to be part of that journey for people that are purchasing homes for the first time. But as you know, I represent both sides. So I've represented the sellers, and I've represented buyers that have purchased, multiple properties. But this greatly affects the buyers that are in the community that I serve, which are typically the entry level buyers, first time home buyers that are using down payment assistance programs, or have very little capital when they're coming in. So the way that this is affecting the buyers that are in this category is that they are now responsible for paying the commissions that I earn, or that agents that are representing the buyer side are going to earn. The settlement is, or the new law that is up for discussion and is going to the courts is whether or not sellers should be required to pay for the commissions for the buyer's agent. Traditionally, was the case. So if you were representing a buyer as an agent, all of those commissions that we earned were the seller was responsible for that, or it was negotiated that the seller would handle those fees. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about the percentages as well. You guys are seeing in the headline 6%, 6%. But what you guys need to understand is that there's no industry standard, there's no industry rule on how much you have to pay for the commissions when you're selling a home. 6% was kind of just like, across the board. Most agents, that's where, or brokerages, that's where they would say that's the starting line. But in real estate, everything's negotiable. So you are not required to pay 6% commissions ever. Ever were you in the past, ever will you be in the future. Well, let me not say what's going to happen in the future, because as we see, the climate of real estate changes rapidly, just like everything in the world does, especially now. But yeah, so commissions have always been negotiable. So if you are being represented and you are the selling party, please understand that this is not, when we come to the table, we may recommend that it be this much, but you can always negotiate that price. So I kind of, I want to address that part of it. The other part that I want to address is that as a buyer's agent, it is our duty to represent our client in the best light. And it is our duty to make sure that we are the ones guiding the transaction. So many people are probably going to say, well, why do I need an agent? Why do if I'm a buyer, why don't I just work with the selling agent? Now, this is debatable, right? Because when you have one person that has to act as a unbiased party on both sides of the transaction, it can get a little sticky. So really do your homework. Really make sure that you trust the agent if you're going to do if you are going to go that route and eliminate the buyer agent, because there can be some controversy in having representation on both sides. Although we know that there are laws that are in place to protect both sides of the parties, there are, some unethical practices that happen out there. And so my only advice to you is just do your homework and really understand why you want to have one agent that is representing you and how that benefits you. Do the pros and cons, weigh it out. I feel that you guys will see that even if you have to pay for your own agency, which is what is being proposed and what is seemingly going to go into effect as soon as July, that you'll still find a whole lot of benefit in hiring us as your buyer's agents. How this will affect us as agents, yeah, it is. And you know what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to get out of the business because they're going to feel like they're not going to be able to find enough clients to represent, and it's not going to be beneficial for them. But you know what that means? That means that the strong are going to survive, and the ones that are worthy of your business are going to be here for you. So if you guys want to discuss this more, please contact me. I can be contacted. At buyersellwithbelle.com. That's my website. Or you can email me, belle@buyersellwithbelle.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram, belle_2.1. And I can be contacted obviously by telephone, area code 310-505-1180. And you guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow this YouTube channel. Thank you for coming out this morning, and I look forward to providing much more valuable information. Talk to you soon.